Hi, third grade. Today is Wonderful Wednesday. That means it's a wonderful day of handwriting. So we're going to be doing pages 39 and 40 today. Before we do that, we're going to go ahead and review the letters that we have become oh so fond of. So let's take a look. We have learned so far letter L. We've learned how to write letter L. We learned that that is undercurve, loop back, slant, undercurve. And that is our L. I might want to make my top a little less noticeable. There we go. I like that one better. Practice makes better, not perfect. Remember, especially with handwriting, you just want to be able to make sure that we can read it and that we are doing our best. So, here we go. We also did the letter E. So that letter E is pretty similar to an L we learned, except it's just smaller. Let me go ahead and I'm going to try all of these again to show you one more time. So we have an L, which is an undercurve, slant, loop back, and up. And an E is the same thing, but smaller. It's below that midline. That's an L and that's an E. Then we also learned a W. W has that undercurve, loop, loop, check stroke, check stroke. Remember that. You need to add that check stroke. That's a big difference. That's how we know that that's a W and not a U. Because a U is pretty much the same movements with no check stroke. That's a U, that's a W. Check stroke. We also learned the letter T and the letter I. Let's take a look at those pages. Oh, there's the letter T, which is kind of like an L, except you don't have that loop at the top. You just back trace down that line and cross at the top. Then we have the letter I that we did, which is right here. We did that backstroke up and down. Notice how I went to the pages to go take a look at my letters again. That's what you should be doing every time you want to practice. So before we learn our new letters today, which is B, we're going to learn B and H because they're very similar in a way. Very similar to an L. That's going to tie you in to the L. I want you to practice. Take your board out and practice these letters. You can even practice connecting some. I'm going to connect a W and an E for the word we. Notice that check stroke is my connector. All of these have connectors. Connector, 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 connector. That's why they have those little tails. It's because cursive is connected. If I wanted to connect the T to that E, I have that tail to connect it to. So in cursive, one letter ties into the other. That's why they have similar undercurves, like E's undercurve and U's undercurve. Here's U and T together. Except I put my T. I had to watch my cross. See, eventually, cursive becomes your own. I wanted to put my cross up just a little bit higher. So when you find that you are Mrs. Gosnell's age, that you would tend to have a lot of fun with cursive because you kind of can make it your own as long as you keep the basic shape of them all. So make sure you're practicing the letters we do know. And then we're going to go ahead and erase our boards after that and practice the letter B. We have the letter B next. So the letter B is very similar to an L. So if you know your L's, you know that that's how we make an L. Now, the B has something in common with the W. The B has a check stroke, so that's how you can tell that apart from an L. So the B has the same shape as an L, except it has that check stroke, and that's a B. That's how you tell the B's from the L's in cursive, is that check stroke there. Let's see if I can connect it to an E. And then another B. Ooh, not the best, but practice makes better. So after you get a feel with how the B is, you might want to do it on your board first, or you might choose to do it on your paper, then your board. That is very, very much up to you. So when you go to your paper, banana bunch, notice those B's. Feel free to trace over anything that's going to be helpful. So you're going to trace along these B's. Do your best. Trace them all the way down. And then you're going to do it on your own. They're going to slowly take off those training wheels. And remember to tilt your book so you get those nice slants. Those are even hard for adults to do. All you can do is do your best. And make sure you're circling your best one that you like, and you go all the way to the stop sign. You do the same on this line. Now here you're going to join the B's with the letters you already know, like a B to an E. Feel free to trace these and practice them on your whiteboard before trying them in your book. Here's a B to an I. Here's a B to an L. Here's a B to a U, an I, an E to a B. Don't forget to dot your I's. Feel free to practice this any way you like. Trace it and then try it on your dry erase board, or trace it and do it on here and then practice on your dry erase board, as long as you're getting these pages done and you're doing your best work. And if you mess up, don't erase it. Just next time know that you're going to do better. Okay? So that's page 39, B's. And also want to make sure that you are really identifying your letters in cursive so you can read cursive. We want to be able to read cursive, not just write it. So we're going to move on to H. H is very similar. And this is where we're going to stop. Herd of horses. Oh, my mother-in-law loves horses. So what we're going to do is we're going to practice our H here on our board first, and then we're going to do it on our book. So it's telling us here, and I might want to go ahead and get a feel of this. Okay. So it's very similar to an L and how it starts. And then, so you got undercurve, loop, back, slant. And here's the fun part. You do overcurve and undercurve. I love this one. So much fun. We got undercurve, loop, back, slant, overcurve, slant, undercurve. These are fun. Keep practicing until you feel comfortable. And oh, I like that one. That's my best one. I would circle that one if that was in my book. You see how practice even made better for me. Look at that. So keep practicing your H. I'll do it one more time on the board. Just like the L, except you're going to stop, add that over curve and up. There. Oh, I like that one too. I like that one. Notice how I'm not giving up. These up here aren't so good, but look how much I improved it when I kept practicing. Building those pathways that are going to strengthen and make our brains stronger and smarter, make us smarter. So once I get a hang of my H's on my board, I'm going to go ahead and try it on my paper. Now you might prefer to do it on your paper first and then on your board. That's up to you, as long as you're practicing. So go ahead and just like the B's, you're going to practice on all three lines. And then you're going to practice connecting the H to the E to the I. Ooh. Now, I am going to erase that because I'm forgetting my loop. I am going to erase that because I don't want to forget my loop. That didn't really look like an H, so I'm going to try again. Just remember, if you erase, make sure you're doing it gently. Notice that even H has a little connector tail, so you can connect with other words. We can spell the word the now. Look at this one. This one says the. We know enough letters that we're starting to spell words now. While. And remember to trace these words. I'm just going for it, but you can trace them before attempting them. And try these words with your dry erase marker on your board. It feels so nice. You should now be able, you should now be able to, this one's a little bit flat, so it's a little bit hard to, but you now should be able to do the word the. We use that a lot. See if I do it more with a slant. The. Let's see if I tilt it, if that'll make my slant better. There we go, a little bit better. The. Have fun with your handwriting today. And remember, I do collect your books. When we do, I will probably most likely have a book drop off at some point, or when we return back to school, I will be taking a look at your handwriting, and this is reflected, handwriting is reflected on your report card. Make sure you are doing your best. That's all I'm looking for, is doing your best. All right. Have fun with your handwriting today. And